Hello and welcome. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's start playing games. Let's stream. Let's do this. Alright, so it's about that time, eh? So I know. Twitch chat's already asking to do some Rights of Man, but I played for like 6 hours today and I don't really want to do it anymore. It's really fun, but I have some gripes that you'll see over the next couple days. I had to record ahead a bit because I'm going to be leaving the country for a couple, like half week or so. And I'm like, I don't know, 6-7 days ahead. 3 episodes a day of Rights of Man, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it, for the most part. But let me just say, Zone of Control is absolute horseshit, and the AI is a cheating, horrible bastard. And I can prove it. And, well, that's really the main thing. That's just the main problem, is that they cheat with Zone of Control. They just flat out cheat with it right now. And it's nonsense. So, anyway, what else? What else do we have going? Why the countdown if you don't stick to it? I don't know. I mean, it's good to have a rough estimate of when we're going to start on time. Alright, so anyway, we're going to play some more Factorio Marathon Mod. I've been doing this for the last couple weeks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's just really fun. I'm really loving the progression we've had this Marathon Mod factory. It's like Quantumat has subscribed using Twitch Prime. Not sure why the notification didn't actually play, but let's go ahead and dive here into the game and just see how we're doing on player count so far. Back up to 32. Player cap's 100, so there's more room. If you want to come join, you don't have to have been someone who's in the factory before. You can come join right now. Come check it out. We're playing Marathon Mod. You do need the mod pack to do something with if you want to do this. Yeah, nobody panic. We're under attack to the north. A bit of an issue up there. Hopewell JNJ has just subscribed. I'm not getting alerts. Let me go check on that real quick. Oh, hey, look at that, William. You're already an admin. It actually remembered from last time. Yeah, let me go ahead and I'll unmute myself on Discord now if you want to go ahead and stop watching the stream. That's fine. I'm going to just really quickly just go check out this Twitch alert system here and see why it is not... It might be related to the fact that they just got bought out by some company or they changed their name to Streamlabs instead of Twitch Alerts. No, it looks like everything is all active. Ah, that's why. They changed the URL of my link. Instead of twitchalerts.com, it's now streamlabs.com. You jerks, changing the URL. Alright. There we go, I just subscribed to myself. Woo! Alright. Let me just update a couple of these things here. Yep, I had a feeling that they messed it up when they changed over from that location. Such lag. Is it laggy? We're getting 50, 60 some frames a second. Doesn't seem too bad to me. Alright, so we played a little bit longer. The last time we played, we were starting to upgrade a lot of red belts. We were messing around with math and numbers and stuff. Surprise, surprise. And it was also Thursday right before the Hurricane Matthew struck, so I didn't want to stop playing because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, yeah. I'm so glad I just subscribed to myself. It's pretty fantabulous. By the way, thank you to everyone who's been subscribing using, I capped the upload rate the same number I did before. Goy Radio. What's the main plan for this session? Well, we were just getting oil going. We still need to finish this perimeter defense. It certainly seems like we've stabilized a bit. We have solar up and running. I would love to get some accumulators going, right? Get it to the point where basically we have... I want to get into a position where we are safe. Noctix, thank you for your subscription. Get it to a point where we've got a perimeter, we're safe, we're using piercing rounds against the bigger biters, and for the most part we're not using coal for power. Because unlike vanilla where you can probably get away with using coal forever, Marathon mod cuts the fuel value of coal in half, and we have been just creating metric tons of pollution in order to run this factory using coal. Thank you, MCAJ4, for your resubscription. Resubscription using actual subscriptions here. That's the second person I've seen who's just kind of like running in place. What's up with that? Getting a little bit of a workout? Is that what's going on? That is a lot of pollution, isn't it? Hey, it's Zippy! Zippy, I don't remember seeing you last time. Were you here last time? William, you're already promoted. I tried doing it and it said you already were. Yeah, it says already an admin. It just says right on the thing. So yeah, we started to upgrade... that's right. I don't know if we actually did this in the last session, at the very end of the last session, but we started to upgrade these smelting setups, right? And hey, it's Archangel. How's it going, buddy? Welcome back. Are you upset that I haven't updated and used your new mods? The new you like a new version of your mod, right? You added something different? For not right now. For now. Whoa, words. Not right for now, William. I just want to kind of get our bearings straight before we worry about changing colors and stuff. Dr. Kelso and Adrian L1996. Thank you for your subscriptions. Or Adrian L1996 just hosted me. Okay, that's cool. Have you had any UPS problems with your servers? Too much pollution, you're choosing to support the biters? Legend ACB, thank you for your subscription. No, I mean, for the most part, we're getting anywhere from 50 to 60 UPS, which is, it's decent, considering that we're at, you know, above 40 or so players most of the time. I remember you had your own warehouses. In fact, I had your silos mod enabled at the beginning of my Bob's Angels campaign, but I disabled them because I didn't like how they were all the exact same thing. Like, there was no restriction. Like, I actually would have preferred it if you couldn't put Sapphirite in anything except for a Sapphirite silo. If they were actually restrictive and there was a purpose to having more than just one type, that would have been better for me. But, yeah, I ended up using warehouse mod instead. So anyway, these are set up here. They can actually knock out 2 full red belts each, which is kind of crazy, assuming that they have enough raw input. This one does, this one doesn't. Looks like we have a little bit of a shortage of copper ore coming in from the north. We could perhaps do a little bit more balancing on the copper supply down here. Do something with it. But yeah, just generally upgrading belts. Someone had just recently started getting oil processing going, so that would also be good. We have this belt here that's like not doing much at all right now. I feel like we should probably get rid of that guy. I am blanking out right now pretty hard, trying to remember exactly how you do something as simple as a 4-to-3 lane balancer. I'm a little bit brain dead from playing as much as I did earlier today. Right to Man was like, it was fun, it was driving me nuts a little bit. Things have gone very well. Trying to decide which campaign we want to do as an actual achievement run. There was a number of comments on the previous session on YouTube, right, because I uploaded the local copy to YouTube, saying that we should migrate away from this setup because this one is, while functional, it does take up a lot more space. So we've done a pretty good job of making sure that every machine has the right number of inserters. I do not think these guys need... They can't possibly need multiple inserters each. There's just no way. I can't imagine that being the case. Especially if we could get some inserter stack size bonus. Even just one level of inserter stack size bonus would make the entire factory so much more energy efficient. I would say that even if this thing does technically need 2 blue inserters right now, to just not do that you know, just roll with one and realize that when we get inserter stack size bonus, it's going to be perfectly functional. Instead of having two there. Costing just a tiny bit more energy and just costing a little bit more raw materials. This represents a lot of green circuits. Yeah, the two yellow belts there were kind of driving me nuts. Didn't I already just fix it? It's the kind of thing that I would have updated just by walking by, looking at it. Now, what are we working on right now? Automobilism? That's not too bad. Inserter. We need to get level 2 inserter stack size bonus to actually get the stack size bonus for regular inserters, though. So it does represent a pretty sizable cost. We got to do advanced electronics into the stack inserter, then insert stack size bonus 1 and 2. So it is a lot, but it's probably a pretty good investment. I would either recommend going toward that or going toward accumulators. Unknown key technology name. How did this not get localized? That's kind of weird. Something got messed up a little bit. We'd have to do battery. Yeah, battery into accumulators. That's a whole lot cheaper. That might be a better approach right now. Plus, I mean, with oil already online, it does seem like a pretty reasonable thing to do. To try to get rid of some of the reliance that we have right now on... I'm pretty sure that this belt doesn't need to be sped up. It looks pretty, but probably not necessary. We're not making them that fast. And we had also spent some time going through and making sure that all of these things were kind of built the right way. See, this is not correct. The correct ratio is you go the first two to there, then you got to go the regular underground belt on the first set, then you got to go regular to there, and then right at this point, this is where now we have too much. And also these inserters need to be fast inserters to be able to keep up with the smelting rate here. Smelting on the interior needs to be blue inserters, and the exterior can be yellow inserters. But once you get to this point, now we're trying to saturate 2 full belts, which is where we have to go fast underground belt here, and then everything from here forward needs to be fast, including the underground belt that gets us all the way to the end. And then the same thing here, now we're just going to duplicate it. So regular underground belt, regular up to there, and we need the underground belt here. And again, these got to be faster on the interior. All of them have to be. Otherwise, they can't unload fast enough. They produce too quickly. It's possible, maybe, that they'll be able to keep up once we get inserter stack size bonus, but I don't really count on that. And I ran out of inserters. So that produces 2 full red belt coming out, and chances are pretty good we're not using all this much yet. That's like 26 some items per second. There's no restriction right now on subs at all. There's no password. When we were playing on the Bob's Angels and we had to use a smaller player count, we tried using a password just to try to restrict the number of people that would actually end up in the game right away. But with the Marathon mod, I haven't really had too many issues with performance or disconnects or anything, so we're just leaving it open. Anyone that wants to play, just come join. There's no password. It's just called Arumba's Game. Okay, I would like to get more green science packs being made, so I'm going to go work on that for now. I'm going to see what's holding us up from really knocking green science out of the park. Okay, so we've got these machines here. We're lacking inserters. They do take 5 damn inserters each. Let's see what we need. We need 5 inserters every 15 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.5. And we've got how many machines? 9 machines. That's 1.5 per second. Each one of these machines going to make 1 every 0.5 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.75. So assuming we had the raw material, this is correct. Two iron plate every half second. 1 gear every half second. The thing that seems to usually be holding us up is what? Still the green circuit supply. Part of the issue is that we're bleeding off some of the green circuits here for electric engine or electric mining drills, which is important. We do need that, but okay, not enough coil. Someone's been upgrading all these machines to Mark IIs. I am really not a fan of that, but I'm not gonna complain too much. I'm not a fan of that. Costs more energy for no reason at all. Functionally. Costs more resources and more energy. But it's already been built, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll just call it good. So the issue here is we don't have enough coal or enough copper coming up to these top machine areas. Infinite G, thank you for your subscription. We actually have more copper coming from the south right now. Plenty that's backed up on these belts not being used. I think we'll go ahead and throw in, we have 4 from the south, and we are really starting to chug a little bit here. 46 FPS. If the game's not letting you join for any reason, try re-downloading the mod pack from the website. It's possible that we're running slightly different versions. I did do it. My Z group change is customized, so that may be causing you an issue if you are just using it off the mod portal or something. We got 4 belts coming from the top, 4 belts coming from the bottom. I feel like an 8-8 balancer would be a good investment here. Let's see. I think we had re-added in, yes. We do have the blueprint tool. We need to get tech so we can actually get some blueprint books. Ooh, mining drills that aren't doing anything. Nice. I'll use those somewhere. Power seems to be just fine. Remember, we have no spare copper coming from the south. All the input is flowing. No, I'm looking at backed up belts right here. They are backed up. They're not flowing fully. And if they're not flowing fully and the smelting columns at the top aren't getting enough, then clearly there's more supply available. It should be balanced out so we can use it. Yeah, I mean, making assembly machine level 2s seems a bit excessive right now. In my mind. Oh, I don't want to have to rebuild this thing. What's up, Archangel? Are you trying to get my attention, or you just... what? What's up? Those belts are just being buffer. These belts aren't being used. They're barely flowing at all. What's up, Zippy? Are we getting wrecked up north? It's possible that you guys were trying to expand too far. Now, Zippy, were you here last session? Were you here when we were talking about how we probably shouldn't be killing biter bases unless we absolutely have to? That kind of thing? Damn biters making the game run slower. I recognize that all the copper from here is flowing, right? I see what you're saying, but there's still plenty on the belts, which represents unused resources. I don't know, I'd kind of just rather to get them into some furnaces so that the circuits can be used. I mean, what is up with this? Alright. Some of these are gonna have to just get sent and merged in. I guess rather than even worrying about doing the splitter over there, we could just take and do an 8-8 up here. which would be fine too. All right, had a new subscriber, Jakey88. Thank you for your subscription. Also, Infinite G, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and grab, let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 fast splitters, and I've got 6. I think I was trying to work on this last session too, in that base up to the north. Quantum Mat just going in a circle. Alright, so the thing that's stopping me from making these is a lack of electronic circuits, which of course is what's stopping us from making science. And again, there's no reason... Come on, guys. Come on, please. There's not... Upgrading the assembler doesn't help if the issue's not enough resources. It's not gonna make green science any faster if you just make the assembler better. Not gonna, like, materialize resources or anything. It's just silly. Alright, same thing with these. Like, you're not gonna get more green... You're not gonna get more coil out of these by making them blue. The issue here is the supply. These belts need to be full. The issue is not that these machines need to be sped up. We already did the ratio. It's 10 to 8. So 10 yellow, or sorry, 10 assembly machine 1s to 8 assembly machines level 1 is the correct ratio. And now it's kind of thrown off because these are all 50% faster. You know what the issue may actually be? That they can't get copper cable in fast enough because we don't have inserter stack size bonus. So yes, I can see why someone had put in 2 earlier. What we need is we need that inserter stack size bonus though. Or, no crazy idea, not make them level 2 when they don't need to be, and then they can actually keep up a little bit better. And not just waste energy. But now I don't know where they all went, and somehow I've collected 8 assembly machine 2s that shouldn't exist. Or shouldn't be being used. That's fine. I mean, here's the thing. Circumstances where it makes sense in a marathon mod campaign to use assembly machine 2s. Okay? Circumstance number 1. The product you're trying to create requires 3 inputs, which means that you have to have an assembly machine 2. It cannot physically be created with an assembly machine 1. It's a great reason to use an assembly machine 2. Reason number 2 would be if you have beacons and you want to have more module slots. Okay? That's great. Because assembly machine 1s don't have modules. That's it. That's it. Those are the only 2 arguments for using assembly machine 2s. Any other circumstance, you should just be using more assembly machine 1s. Go with more coil factories. Go with more assembly machine 1s making the green circuits. I feel like we talk about this like almost every time, or at least I talk about it almost every time. But I can't not do it, right? If we compare the energy usage of these two machines, right? You take the energy consumption, 150 kilowatts divided by 90 kilowatts is 1.66. So you're paying 66% more power to craft an item, right? And the crafting speed is 0.75 divided by 0.5. So it crafts 50% faster at a cost of 66% more power. You're just losing power. Not to mention, you're committing more raw material here. This is 875 iron plate and 2,500 copper plate versus this one, which is only 400 and 1,200. So like, what is the advantage here? It's not cheaper. It's not more efficient. It doesn't do anything any better. There's no reason to do it unless you need to use it. Less pollution? I would say that it causes more pollution for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's less energy efficient. So that means that you're wasting more power on the boilers to run the factory. And number 2, it's definitely not less pollution because you had to craft more gears, more electronic circuits, which in turn generates more fuel, causes more pollution to craft those components, which means you have to run more smelting, which means that you're creating more pollution from smelting. I mean, you're creating more raw material is being used to make the assembly machine 2. So no, there's no way that it's less pollution to use an assembly machine 2. I just don't see the argument. It doesn't make sense to me. Blubbership, thank you for your subscription. But again, there is, an argument for long-term making assembly machine 2s later on in the game when we have beacons. We're going to want them, but we don't have beacons yet. We don't even have inserter stack size bonus 1 yet. Space is a resource. I would agree with that. But if you really look at it, are we really restricted by space right now? I mean, look at all this space up here. Look at all this space over here. Like we could expand everywhere. I suppose there could even be you could consider a fourth argument, which is that fewer machines, fewer entities would be better for UPS, for the performance of the game, but I usually don't consider things like that because performance isn't usually an issue. So, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on the topic. I am going to steal a few more circuits because I want to... I know, we need the science, but... I just need a few more of these things to make something glorious. Guess who has a car again? You made another car? Great. You're not going to cause damage with that thing, are you? I feel like this line of machines producing ammo isn't efficient. Which one's that, Zibby? How's the base defense going, by the way? I see you're in the base. That must mean that we're not under attack, right? You don't think that it's efficient? No, it's clearly not. I had done the math before, and someone changed it again. I don't know why. Each one of these machines requires 25 copper per 3 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.5. That's 4.16 copper per second, and a red belt can carry like 26. So... divided by 4.16666. It could support 6.4 machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Six blue inserters, but again, this is an item that only requires 2 components. I don't know why we're using blue machines in the first place. It's, again, a waste of resources for all the reasons that I just mentioned. Not sure why this is going underground anymore. Probably because that was where the other copper input used to be. I have no issue with the belt slowing down toward the end. That makes sense to me. But if we were using all level 1 assembly machines, then the math would change to 25 divided by 3 with a crafting speed of 0.5. That's part of the issue. I did the math using the... No, we can support 6.4, so round down to 6. We can support 6 level 1 assembly machines off a singular red belt. It is a full red belt, so if you want to support more than 6, you need another red belt. But someone consolidated it down just to 1. So I would just extend it and don't do more. I mean, I agree, we do need the ammo. So, just get more copper up there. This should not just dead into this. Okay. Alright, this will keep these machines all running a little bit longer, a little bit better. They still cannot keep up. I mean, even having 2 assembly machine, two inserter, fast inserters, you can't pick up 25 items in 3 seconds. 3 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.75. They have 2.25 seconds to pick up 25 items. And a blue inserter can pick up like 3 items a second without any inserter stack size bonus. So, 2.25 times 3. They can pick up like 6.75. Even with inserter stack size bonus, they're only going to be able to pick up 13. So yeah, you need way more inserters. We know what I'd probably do. I would do this instead. I would let's do this. We're gonna flip it up a bit here. We're gonna pull the steel around to the other side. And let's give them room for 3 blue inserters for now. Or if we don't have the blue inserters, just give them yellow. But even after we get the inserter stack size bonus, they're still gonna need 3 coming in. So we want to route the steel, not down here. I mean, it could go there for now and then just loop around back up. That wouldn't be an issue. I don't think we should be stockpiling steel there. Oh, okay. That works too. I like your... yeah, I like your solution better. This steel... Not... I feel like I'm like such an old man when I play in some of these sessions, and I don't mean to be, but I feel... I'm looking at this 1400 steel and just thinking... Think about the pollution that cost to create, and it's just sitting in a box. Like, it's so expensive. All of the steel is only going strictly toward, towards ammo production right now, isn't it? Telkus345, thank you for your subscription. Didn't even use Twitch Prime. He's old school. He's old school. Awesome, huh? So the steel from this whole setup here is it's still being crafted, and it's not. It's definitely overkill steel production for just bullets. What do we want to use this steel for? Maybe we should just route this elsewhere. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. If you guys are playing with laptops, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time getting any kind of good performance, I think. Check it out. Oh my gosh, we actually have enough green circuits coming in right this second now to have all these machines running. So that's the correct ratio for what this machine can support, but is this the correct ratio for the amount of science that we need? And I think the answer is no. I think we probably need even more of these guys. Because ultimately, if we have 9 machines running, making a science pack 2 every 15 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.75 times 9 machines, that's only 0.3 green science per second. So we're making like 18 science packs a minute. So that means that, assuming we actually consume these things, if we wanted to do research like, say, Stack Inserter, for example, it's going to take 150 divided by 18. It's going to take 8.3 minutes just to craft these science packs, which is a long time. I think we need to try to continue to up that production. Some serious production issues here. Okay, I'm going to do the math one more time on this. I swear I've done this like 10 times now. We need 10 copper plate every 2 seconds with a crafting speed of 0.5. That's 2.5 per second. And red belt can carry 80 items, which is 26.66 divided by 2.5. That means we can support 10 machines on one red belt. Not 3 machines, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way down there. And then at this point, cut the line. Don't even bother with this stuff where you try to like mix it in. Just take the red belts and then bring in a new feed. Right? It's just so much simpler that way. And what you could even do is that at the halfway point, you could slow down to yellow belt. You don't have to have red belt the whole way through, right? Because you have 26 some items per second coming in at this point. And then when you get about halfway down the list, halfway down to here, it doesn't need to be that fast anymore in order to be able to keep up with the need of these machines, because it's only going to carry 13 items per second. So it's just red to the 5th machine and then yellow from the rest of the way forward. Same thing here, red to the 5th machine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, red the rest of the way forward. And then just stop here. Curve it in. I'm sure there's people who are upset with me for wanting to change things, but I don't know. It's very difficult to play Factorio for me without trying to optimize the performance of the machines and stuff that we have. I mean, look, that little change, now every single machine is either running or blocked by their output. They're green or yellow. Doing just fine. It's also simpler and cleaner. And there's no reason. There's no reason to try to like merge these lines later, or you know, like have this stuff go to another machine, another setup. No, instead of doing that, you do a belt balancing system up here, so that if these machines don't need it, then it goes elsewhere. Or you do the priority splitter type setup, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Until we get inserter stack size bonus, these top machines here are not gonna... They're not all gonna run well. I'm seeing little yellow dots here on some of these machines every now and then. I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, look, actually, that's the reason why. It's because the blue inserters can't even keep up with the demand. It's the same thing here. They've got 4 seconds to pick up 10 items, and they can't go that fast. Wait a minute. 4 seconds to pick up 10 items. I thought that I did the math at one point, and they can pick up like 3 items per second right now. Maybe I'm wrong. What is the number that a blue inserter can pick up per second? Well, it clearly seems to me like it's about 9 or so in 4 seconds. Just based on, you know, anecdotal observation or whatever. It was 9 items over 4 seconds, and that's about 2.25 items per second. I remember distinctly it being about 2.5 times the yellow inserter in the past, but... And then I was reading somewhere that it said that they were even faster, more efficient now than yellow inserters at some point. Long story short, we have to get the inserter stack size bonus to make these things really good and functional. Yeah, like, okay, I agree with you completely, whoever just said that. Dark Insane Pyro. Part of the reason why I prefer to do like this thing this way is that, think about it, when is this setup ever gonna not need copper? Are we ever gonna have enough green circuits? No, never, ever. So you never need to worry about bleeding off the copper from that system. Now, if it's something like, I don't know, inserters or something, and you're not likely to use them all the time, then yeah, you could probably go ahead and just, you know, not do that. What is going on down here with iron anyway? Definitely need to try to upgrade these things to the steel furnaces for efficiency. These setups are all outdated, not correct. The math is slightly different with plate, iron plate, because it has a slightly different crafting speed. Which I think it was Hatterson actually pointed out to me in the subreddit. I was asking one time why there was 1 extra set of furnaces, and he had done the math actually on carrying capacity of the belt, and because it takes 7 seconds versus 6.33 seconds to craft the iron, you actually did need one extra set of steel furnaces, but to me that doesn't really represent a significant enough reason to adjust the default furnace setup for it. He says after spending so much time trying to make things more efficient or whatever. Okay, so that's all fast to there. This inserter needs to get sped up. Every interior inserter needs to be fast. I still would do a balancer here. I mean, it's not even really a balancer, it just allows both feeds to go to both locations, which can be situationally useful, and it doesn't really represent a huge cost. Alright, so that's correct up until there. I need fast inserters. This iron needs to get consumed. Is it cut for a specific reason? Probably not. Okay, that's where it's been made. Electric miners. I feel like I do feel like we've secured defenses quite a bit. I don't certainly seem to be in very much risk right now. We're making a little bit of petroleum, or sorry, a little bit of sulfur over here. Fortunately, this recipe hasn't gotten changed at all. What's the issue here with sulfur? Lack of petroleum. Got a little stockpile of light oil. I think we're probably going to want to take almost all of this heavy oil and turn it directly into lubricant. Do we have the ability to make lubricant yet? I think so. Does anyone have any chemical plants on them? I mean, I could make one. I mean, at least for me, I find that lubricant is something that I usually need a ton of. Not, yeah, out of context for 500, please. This doesn't make sense to me. Why is this belt going faster? Why does it suddenly get faster when the throughput's not high enough? I see the chemical plants, thank you. If the belt's not overloaded yet, don't upgrade it. It doesn't need to be faster. Same thing with the gears up here. Why I started to downgrade them again. Because they... Even if we have enough iron for this, right? Which we do. See, like, something like gears here I do think is a good idea, because you can have too many gears. But you can't have too many green circuits. But even if these were all running, let's just, real quick, just check here. We're getting one gear every 1.5 seconds. Crafting speed of 0.5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Times, so 12 machines times 2 sides. That's 8 items per second. A yellow belt can carry this the entirety of it all. It doesn't need to be red. The whole thing can be yellow all the way up to there. You still probably do need this just to get it fully loaded up, but it doesn't need to be anything but yellow in the middle. Now, if you're gonna say, well, you know, we'll put beacons on it and then it will need the belt. Yeah, but we should cross that bridge when we get there. What is going on? We had just solved this and now... Okay. Oh no, hopefully that wasn't something important. Nope, it's just a wall. Trying to do like an 8-to-8 balancer here, or what do we got? Ten to 8. Well, that's kind of complicated. Do you know how to make that off the top of your head? Why do that? Why not just do 8 to 8? Heck, why not just do 2 4 to 4s? Make it simple. I guess the question is, do we really need to balance it all that much? How does modifying it all that much really improve our situation? Seems like a lot of work. Nice! Well, it's inserter capacity bonus 1, which isn't going to benefit us at all until we actually have stack inserters. I mean, for now... Yeah, we have stack inserters, but you would not want to use stack inserters over blue inserters. They are incredibly expensive. Not to mention, they cost advanced circuits. We don't even have those yet. Stack inserters are kind of crap until you get really high bonuses. You're better off using multiple regular inserters, right? Just look at the costs. 39 iron plate, 150 copper versus 1,000 copper, right? That's a lot. Plastic, 300 iron plate. They have the same rotational speed as a blue inserter. The only advantage that they have over a blue inserter is that they can pick up more stuff. But right now, they can't. They can only pick up one item to begin with. Right? If you look at the bonuses thing, right? Stack inserter capacity bonus right now is at 1. So they can pick up 2 items at a time. Once we get this research, they'll be able to pick up 3. It's just not worth the cost. For the price of 1 stack inserter, you could craft instead, I don't know, 6 blue inserters? Easily? Easily. 6, maybe even more. Might even be like more like 8. You'd rather just have the 8 blue inserters. Stack inserters just don't get valuable until you really start to get a ton of stack inserter bonus. Like in late game vanilla, they can pick up I think 12 items at the very end of the game, and that makes them really strong. They're clearly superior to blues, and they probably reach that point somewhere around, I'd say, I don't know, around 7 or 8 inserter stack size bonus. Like not inserter stack size bonus. Around the point where they can pick up 7 or 8 items is where they start to get really good. The only reason I'm upgrading these belts is because the furnace column does produce enough throughput that once it is turned back on, because I know someone's currently working on it right now, it does need to be this fast. What's up with this? It looked pretty. Seemed a bit superfluous to me. And then, like, I would say here, even though this belt doesn't need to be faster, this is a good opportunity just to clean things up a bit by using the advantage of the longer underground belt. I don't know. I guess I'm a complicated person. Sometimes I get really like finicky and I wanna try to max out efficiency and stuff. And other times I do like the aesthetics. It's hard to decide what's gonna be more important to me one day to the next, right? So don't even try to figure it out. Not possible. Impossible. Well, if we actually did have all 4 of these red belts going... See, I love this setup so much better. Seeing every machine run, we've already done the math on the ratios, and... No, someone upgraded to... were these supposed to be... I don't think these were supposed to be upgraded. I don't think they needed to be. It's Klabam. Klabam's gonna take the fall. Klabam's doing it everywhere. Klabam! No! This looks like something that either... I think Archangel was working on this originally. I wonder what he's up to right now. Why are we making filter inserters? Probably because they're prerequisite to blue science. We do want blue science eventually, but I mean, I'd prefer to have I'd prefer to have stack size bonus 2 before worrying about blue science personally. All right, so yeah, the ratio I think was correctly 3 to 1, but it does still I think make sense to go down to 2 and then take advantage of the fuel efficiency of the steel inserters. Oh, you still need to be there. Can you ever have too much blue science? Yes. Especially if you're playing with settings where you don't actually have the ability to do infinite research or something. Although they're gonna add infinite research to the vanilla game. That's something that they've intended to do at least. They've mentioned it. Okay, we don't have enough of these coming in, which is actually coming out to a lack of iron and a lack of output. When they do run, they knock out 2 every 0.5 seconds, the crafting speed of 0.5. That's 2 items per second, and we have no inserter stack size bonus. If we had just 1 level of inserter stack size bonus, these darn yellow assembly machines would be fast enough. But as it is right now, they are not. Why is he just running in place? See, I would probably not even try to run the iron past this whole thing, because these three of these lanes are all dead ending. I'd probably just, you know, carry it through to whatever machines here we can, but for the most part, call it good. I mean, the only thing that's using all these gears is pretty much just the red guys down here. They're doing what they can. I do love the amount of red belt we're producing. I feel like that is a good long-term investment. Because you can never really have too much infrastructure. You can never really have too many bits of iron stuff. How would infinite research work? They have a plan for it. The plan is that they're gonna have like diminishing returns on research, where, you know, for example, you could research something that gives you, oh, I don't know, think of like crafting speed as an example. Maybe infinite crafting speed, and then the crafting speed gets worse and worse over time. Like the actual benefits of it. We're having some power fluctuations right now. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could imagine, right? Like, you could have character inventory slots, and the character inventory slots get more and more expensive the more times you research it, but you can just keep on upgrading your inventory capacity. That kind of thing. Alright, so these two are probably fine. This is probably gonna have to be underground. I think the reason why we were already going underground, this can't possibly be already overloading a red belt, can it? We're getting 5 iron plate every 6.3, no, 5 iron plate every 7 seconds, crafting speed of 2. That's 1.43 iron plate per second per machine. And right now this was set up for the first 5 only. So that's that times 5. Times two sides. That's 14.28 machine. Yeah, this is only supposed to be yellow belt. There's no reason to speed this up to red. None of this needs to be red. Granted, it does have to go pretty far underground. That's one argument to make it red, just to... It's kind of necessary to get it all the way down there. But... the bigger issue is some of these interior inserters are still yellow. And here the math breaks down. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, way too many. 7, 8. And also the iron's just not being used. It's not really a big problem. This bothers me. It's not straight. Why isn't it straight? Somebody make it straight. Alright. What can we work on that'll make us feel productive? The man has decided to upgrade and make more green. I don't want to get on my high horse again about how dumb level 2 sewing machines are for that task, but no shortage of gears for the most part. I'll offload some of my raw resources right now. Got plenty of red. We do have inserter stack size bonus is almost done, which is great to see. Did the power fluctuations get squared away, or I'm not sure. I haven't noticed any more power fluctuations. Could have been what? Could it have been we ran out of solar? Was it a nighttime issue, perhaps? I mean, we're using a lot of power now. Yeah, so inserter stack bonus 1 increases the stack size bonus of inserters, stack inserters. Inserter stack size bonus 2, if you look at it, does give +1 to non-stack inserters as well. So that's every type of inserter. Even burner inserters will get it. We'll have burner inserters, regular inserters, blue inserters, long-handed inserters, filter inserters, all of them. Anything that's not a stack inserter will also be able to pick up 2 items at once. Which normally, if we were playing vanilla, we would have had within the first hour or so. A little bit trickier to get with Marathon. At this point, we are up to 7 hours, 20 minutes, and we almost have it. Yay. Alright. I'm totally just going to go somewhere and make more green circuits. And then with those green circuits, do steal green circuits, please. Somebody adds a do at the front. Nice. I think I'm going to copy the design we were doing down there. I don't know why all this coal's over here. Not a fan of it. Arumba, come look. Did you bring me a car because you want me to follow you? Is that what just happened? Get in the car, quickly! Aha, I'm faster. Looks like I have a steel tool to your iron tool. Neener, neener. Hey, it's a first desync. Arumba, have you ever played the Minecraft mods with tons of automation and resource requirements? I never really got into it, no. I'm the one that comes to mind when you mention that is like Feed the Beast, I think? Is that what it's called? Feed the Beast is amazing. Like I said, I haven't actually played it. I think we just consolidate these 3 lines down to 1. Just to kind of ensure that that thing stays full. I don't remember how to do a 3-to-1 splitter off the top of my head. It's like, I think you go... those three, and then I think this one loops back to there, kind of thing. I think that's 3 to 1. Actually let all 3 lanes have equal priority. Not that it really matters that much. A huge amount. I mean, that is completely functional. 9 times out of 10, they'll do the job. Okay. So I wanted to do more of these southern green circuit assemblers, because we're still not making enough green circuits. We've got the iron for it. We're making 33,000 copper plate per minute now. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever made that much. Granted, we get a 5 times... The number's 5 times as big as it would be in vanilla, because we're playing with Marathon mod, but... it's still a rather impressive number. Yeah, that's a lot of copper. Must admit. So, I'm gonna work down here where we have the one that I like. I'm mostly certain that none of these belts needed to be upgraded. I don't know who did this. I don't think it's necessary at all. If I remember correctly, this setup was perfect for the carrying capacity. We had, let's just check real quick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They require 10 of each type. So 10 iron plate every 8 seconds, crafting speed of 0.5 times 10 machines. That's 6.25 items per second. And a yellow belt can carry about 6 points. What is it? It's 20/3. 6.6666 repeating items per second. So yeah. Each one of these things is just perfectly functional with a yellow belt. The only reason you want to go red is if you actually want to make it twice as long, and that would require making this whole thing bigger. So rather than try to upgrade this whole setup, I think it just makes sense to make more of them. I think until we get the inserter stack size bonus, if everyone could just kind of agree to let it stick on that, and then we can do whatever the hell we want afterward, that'd be great. Like, it's going to benefit everyone. Everyone will benefit via having inserter stack size bonus. We do seem to have far fewer copper coil on this line. What's the reasoning for that? That someone maybe pilfered it? Or was there a copper ore shortage? They seem to be all running. Still have some power issues. If I had to guess, I'd say it's nighttime right now. I would guess that, because I can't tell. Because there's too much brightness. Yes, we just got through night. Solar power's coming back up now. Somewhere in this factory we have like 1,700 solar panels, and I think most of them are to the south, way down here. Let's see what we have here. AIM Tech has built something that looks like it could function if it actually had raw resources, which it has none. Kind of feel like we should plug this thing in. AIM Tech, are you not ready to turn it on, or was there a reason why it's not getting anything in? You got your hybrid line for the iron. I want to just kind of take a look at this thing. I'm assuming that this looks to me like the kind of thing where someone has done some math here. So if we're crafting 5 iron plate every 7 seconds at the crafting speed of 2, that's 1.43 per second. 2 machines would require 10 copper or 10 iron plate every every 8 seconds. With a crafting speed of 0.5. We've got 2 machines being supported, so that's 1.25. Yeah, 1.25 is required, and we're generating 1.43, so a little bit overkill, slightly, but it's within acceptable range in my mind. Then you've got 3 to 2, which we know for sure the actual correct true ratio is 10 to 8. So, hey, Sten, thank you for the Factorio vids. Hey, thank you for your donation. Appreciate that. So the correct ratio is 10 to 8, and we multiplied this out. We would end up with 8 to... Okay, so we're sharing these here. It's 5 to 4, 5 to 4. That's 10 to 8. Perfect. Although this center machine's going to have some issues because it's not as obvious now because without inserter stack size bonus, sometimes these types of setups work better. Because this guy will make 2 and each inserter will grab 1. But once you get inserter stack size bonus, sometimes this inserter will pick up both. And then that will squelch the production of this one. It won't ever get the production from this because every time this one does it, this inserter will grab instead. That's why I usually like to instead do it like that other layout where we had like, you know, you do the 8 here, and then you have the 10, and you just go ahead and use the belt so that no matter what, all 10 machines are going to be able to function, and it doesn't matter which machine needs them. But no, I do like that you did all the ratios, and especially if you can plug this thing in. I wonder how far you can run it. How much copper ore would be required to keep this going? I see you brought in a second line. What's the person? Did you do the math for the justification of the second line? Any particular reason you chose to use 2 smart inserters instead of just 1 long-handed inserter? With inserter stack size bonus, I think that the long-handed inserter could keep up just fine. But without it, I think you probably do need the fast inserter for the same reason you need it on every other smelting setup we have. This setup just doesn't get enough ore, it needs an entire yellow line. Well, if it needs an entire yellow, then just make sure that it's getting it. Looks like it's pretty damn near a full red. Here. Oh, did I get so much coal in my inventory again? Was that when I picked up that line? Did I pick up that much coal? My god. That right there is a lot of coal. Why do we have so many summers making engines? I have no idea. People just want engines, apparently. That'd be my guess. When you have this many engineers working on a factory, you're bound to have a little bit of excesses. Well, let's not say a little bit. We're gonna have a lot of excess all over the place. These appear to be 2 full lanes, and we're feeding 2 lanes here. Why does this consolidate down to 1 instead of just going like this? Someone was just saying they needed more copper for their setup, so let's get them more copper. And I don't understand this at all. Why does one need to go underneath the other one? You know, why not just, you know, switch which feed they're using? So all that copper's going north and feeding these machines and not being used. I really wish that I had the blueprint book going right now so that I could actually try to do some layouts that I have done in the past. I don't want to get caught up trying to design something new. from memory or like from scratch, because I'll end up spending the next 45 minutes on it. Free green circuits. 81, wow. Nice. Free green circuits for the win. Except if we're not getting any iron ore in here to make the green circuits, so... Looks like this belt actually has none coming in. There goes the free green circuit supply. Man, there's so many different areas that we're making green circuits. That's great. Everyone's desperate for green circuits. And that's that. That is a slightly larger 8-8 splitter than the Madzuri design. Doesn't look like that's connected to anything important. Every now and then you just gotta disconnect stuff and see what happens. See if the power lines are actually essential or not. Also known as load bearing. Warning, do not try this in a house. Do not test to see if things are load bearing just by taking them apart. I wonder if that pillar's load bearing. Let's take it down and see what happens. Sounds like fun. Alright, so I'm guessing it's seeming to me like we have a fuel supply issue right now. Got a lot of empty belts right now. Very, very, very small amount of iron coming from this direction. But it's already pathing that way, which brings it down already. Why bring down both of them? I'm gonna pick it up to clean things up a little bit and then just, you know, if we need to, if the throughput was an issue at some point in the past, it's going to be less of an issue in the future, in my mind, because we're going to have the, we have red belts. And we actually were, at one point, making red belts pretty well. So, is it a fuel supply issue for the power? Is that why we're having so many issues with power, during the night right now? It's one of the reasons why I was hoping we could run toward accumulators. I mean, this whole thing doesn't even fill one belt, so I don't see why it needs to have... Here, put this thing a little bit further down so that the 8-8 balancer that guy made. I would like to know who built this, by the way. It looks like Illy. Illy made most of it. Yeah, so we only need one of these lines coming from this machine. This thing is not going to overload the belt. That gives us room for 1, 2 more inputs. You know what? Looks like I probably shouldn't have done that, because now suddenly there is lots of copper coming in. I don't know how that changed all of a sudden. But yeah, we're taking 2 lines now and consolidating them into 1. So what I'm going to do then is we're going to go ahead and speed these up. Rather than running all kinds of stuff everywhere again. I don't know. I find some of this kind of stuff to be just very cathartic. I enjoy this almost as much as I like to try to like make new designs and stuff. I find it very, very entertaining, at least for me. And that splitter needs to get sped up. And now it can just go back down to 2 lanes. So it's functionally the exact same as it was a second ago. I'm upgrading the interior lines right now with the intention of deleting the outer 2 lines. It's the plan anyway, just to clean it up, get rid of some of these entities. Some of the stuff that I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get rid of some of the belts, try to get our UPS back into a good position here. I feel like we are starting to slow down quite a bit. So anything that can be done to try to reduce the amount of overall belting that's happening could be useful. Only 53 more fast transport belt. We are lacking in gears. The lacking in gears is due to, my guess would be a lack of iron down here. Notice how we're back up to 50-something again. I'm wondering what it is that's actually causing us to frequently end up dipping low, and I'm gonna blame biters. Yeah, Ty, I agree. I'm thinking it's biters. Biters are the devil. And we're not going to get 8 full belts on the output if we don't have at least 4 red or 8 yellow belts on the input. Gotta continue to speed these things up. No belt left behind. That's pretty much going to guarantee that these should be full, right? Going to guarantee that the top is now full, and then that should also filter in now for these other ones being full. We should be seeing, if the top half's backed up, the bottom half should get full in just a moment, completely full. And it looks like we're seeing those kinda get to that point. Part of the issue is that this setup is missing inserters. I'm 90% sure right now that this setup it's missing 1 inserter, and I think it needs to go right here. And in this case, it needs to be faster. Because if you look at the Madzuri one, the Madzuri one has, on both sides, on this side it'll go 1, 2, 3, and then over on this side it'll go 1, 2, 3. Like you need to get that. This thing needs to be able to feed this top lane, this middle lane. This lane goes up to there. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 12 is the number of inserters that Madzuri had. I guess I could be wrong. I don't know why it's not feeding that bottom lane fully then. I mean, yeah, that's a simple solution, Doug. Is to just balance the inputs a little bit better. That might do it. Mesmerizing, right? Light oil is full. I don't know where this iron's coming from, but I am glad that we have it. It's like somebody may have shut down the iron supply to the northeast base. Right there. SA 401. Why'd you rotate that belt? Make fuel out of the oil? I don't know. Does that rub anyone else the wrong way? The first thing that comes to mind to me with that is, no, we need petroleum. Petroleum always. Unless, like, the only time I would ever make solid fuel out of light oil, or out of any oil in general, would be if I'm trying to make rocket parts or something. You know, it's like petroleum, there will always be a petroleum shortage. At least that's the way that it feels to me. That steel line does need a small feed. Rather than do another feed off of that, I think what we should do is, if we're gonna split some off here, we'll take some that way. Some can go down that way. So taking 4 yellow belts down to... I think you need more fast. You need more here. Yeah, 4 yellow consolidates down into 2. Makes sense. I'll multiply by 2 and then end up with that. That's good. Still have some of these aren't fully upgraded though. Let's see. Did this ever get balanced at any point? I mean, we got these things here, but this isn't a proper balancer. Ah, crap! I don't have enough. I don't have enough red belt. Crap! I need more red belt. I am really enjoying this mod pack. By the way, Marathon mod I think really just adds a ton to the overall challenge of the game. It's a great mod. Granted, the performance is kind of lagging a bit, but... Oh. No one gets red belt. You want tunneling biters? Ugh. I don't know about that. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen... I've never really used something like that before. Oh my gosh, we actually have... Oh my god, we can do it! I didn't even realize we have the bigger electric poles now. Praise Jeebus! I love the big electric poles, they're so good. I shall never again use a different electric pole. Ooh, stack inserters is done too? How did I miss that? We have it! Yay! Praise Jeebus! It's called, oh, there's a mod called the Sandworm mod. Is that a real thing? I had no idea. Yes, inserter stack size bonus means that these machines now have tons. Here's a question. Not that I really want to go through the process of upgrading all this stuff again or changing it again, but you know, if we could get upgrade planner. I think we have upgrade planner in this mod pack, don't we? I don't think I ever took it out. Yeah, we do. We have upgrade planner. The upgrade planner could be used to rapidly change stuff, assuming you actually have the materials on hand. But I wonder if yellow inserters can actually keep up with the output of this now. So copper plate, we get 5 every 6.33 seconds, crafting speed of 2. That's 1.579 items per second. Yeah, yellow inserters on the interior could totally keep up now. Totally could. We don't need the blue inserters in the interior of the smelting arrays anymore. Ammo production is really nice now. Good! Glad to hear it. Glad you're happy. We definitely need to be working towards accumulators now because this power thing is getting to be pretty consistent. Whoa. Wow, that thing actually is knocking out a ton of these things. Suddenly there's 200 in here. I didn't realize it was going to make that many. Nice. Any reason this oil is disconnected up here? Do not know. I mean, overall, the factory is definitely getting stronger, despite the feeling that we've been rather disorganized. Wow, look at that power fluctuation there. We went down to almost nothing at one point in the last 10 minutes. That was a major issue. That had to have been a coal supply issue. But we've made 1.8 million copper plates in the last hour. That's 30,000 a minute. We've made about 1 million iron plate. Only 30,000 electronic circuits. But we're up to 500 electronic circuits a minute right now, which is it's decent. We'll take it. Alright, I want to clean up some of these things here. Really get nice, good throughput, you need to have more underground belt here to let them unload. Granted, we do need more ore coming in for this. See, the math's a little bit different with the iron plate because, unfortunately, the iron plate requires 2 iron ore where the copper is only 1. So you need, I think you do need a full red belt for the most part. You need a red belt per furnace setup. Let's see. If we need 2 ore every 7 seconds, crafting speed of 2. That's 0.57 ore per smelter. So if we use a red belt of ore, We can support 46 steel furnaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16 times 2. That's only 32. We could go further with red belt, but we're not getting a full red belt of ore in right now. At least it doesn't look or feel full. And yet, we've got a backed up belt here, so these belts are just sitting for the most part doing nothing. Where was this ore supposed to go? Oh, this is an important area down here. I don't think we should cut those off. Somebody had made a setup down there that was very functional. That's a bad sign when the ore starts to dry up. I'd kind of prefer to just run these all adjacent to each other, wouldn't you guys? I mean, the paths can always just be torn up and moved around. Temporal anomaly was killed by a medium biter. Well, thank goodness it was only a medium biter. When I start seeing the big biters, that's where we're gonna get scared. Alright, these machines are making iron and feeding directly into here. Someone's doing a little bit of, like, remote smelting here. Ugh. That's kind of ugly. I'd rather have centralized smelting and then bring it down from another location. Tell you what, let's swing this whole thing over to here. I mean, we stopped being lined up with the coal with a standard kind of underground layered setup anyway, so. Whatever, just route it straight down. Like, none of these lines are important. Yeah, that one is. Still, we can clean it up quite a bit. Make it look pretty. Till it ceases to function. Yeah, I end up with a lot of junk in my belt, don't I? Or, junk in my belt? Junk in my inventory. That's what I meant to say. Need to get those robots going with, auto trash. How about them robots, eh? What's it gonna take to actually get robots? Are they more expensive with Marathon Mod? I mean, I suppose they're more expensive just on the basis that they require green circuits, which are hella expensive. So there's always that. I gotta say, I really appreciate the people who've been here over and over and over again. Like Angel, for example. I see your name every single time. It's like he never misses a session. Which is pretty awesome. The people who've been here, and there's a lot of other people too. Unfortunately, I haven't seen, shoot, what was his name now? I believe it started with an H. Hatterson. I haven't seen Hatterson tonight, but he mentioned on the subreddit that he's been having issues with, Hatterson has been having issues with his computer being able to keep up because he's using a laptop. And so he can't quite handle it. Now, also, yeah, I haven't seen Hendrik in a long time, but that's because he's European. Okay, so what is stopping some of these machines from getting us nice full belts? Looks like it's just this bottom area here. Somehow we got priority on this top one. This got 2 feeds. You also have 2 feeds, but they're not equal. It's just 1 red belt required to feed 46 of these furnaces, if you recall. So, I'm wondering why we're trying to run 2 feeds into it, instead of just consolidating down to a singular belt. Like, if we got rid of this, and just ran the 1 red belt in. Alright, let's, like, not feed this one at all from here. Got our lane balancing of these 2 lines, and then just take this one. First off, we're not actually getting a... If these were full red belts, I might not do it this way, but they're not. Doesn't even matter what we do, really. These splitters on the end are not necessary. You just need 4. I mean, there is situational advantages to having the extra 2 at the end, but it's not worth it 9 times out of 10. And you may say, oh, well, you're not getting as much. Well, there's not that much coming in. Anyway, in the first place, that's the issue. The issue is supply. It's not that I just messed up anything up. There's not enough iron ore coming in right now. Not in the southern area. We are low, and I ended up picking up a bunch accidentally, as per normal. We need fuel. I feel like we've got thousands and thousands of coal on belts, so. Northeast iron ore patch is drying up. Northeast. Can't even see anything with all this pollution. That coal deposit still looks fairly good. I think did we get rid of resource monitor? I think we did because it was a performance issue. Wow, that looks cool. What the hell is this? What did he make? Just some fractal design that somebody decided to put into the ground? It's like a crop circle. What's RSO radar? Oh, it's just a small mod. You shouldn't use RSO radar if you're playing with like Bob's mods or something, but if you just play with standalone like vanilla-esque mods, then RSO radar just makes it so that radar takes 4 times as much power but can scan 4 times faster and 4 times farther. So you don't have to make as many of them because RSO is it makes resources really, really far away, and the standard scan range for regular radar is just so insignificant that you can't actually find anything. So, that's all that RSO radar does. I have multiple cars in my inventory now. I can't see who built them or who gave them to me. Somebody. Clearly somebody likes me and wants me to have a car. It's probably William. What's happening in the east? Ooh. Whoa. That's a lot of stuff that's getting destroyed. What's up with this belt that just goes like straight south and over? Well, William does drive around a lot, so I don't know where that assumption came from. Looks like this used to be copper. Who cut this? This was making rudimentary amounts of ammo for the southern base. This seems kind of important to me. I mean, if we're concerned that we want to feed most of it to the other thing, let's only get a little tiny bit coming off, but... It's barely even consuming anything, so it's not really an issue. But yeah, keep the ammo running. You should run it with steel furnaces, though. Stone brick. Wonder what this is going to be. Interesting location to have decided to make stuff. Hey, you know what? To each his own. If he wants to... maybe he's not in the game anymore. Maybe it was your last session or something. This factory's getting huge. We've been barreling up? Or no, this is unbarreling of fuel. So why are we barreling it up if the crude is full? Where are the barrels coming from in the first place? Ah, was this someone's solution to belt the oil back? And then, yeah, coming in on barrels. I want to test something real quick. I'm going to turn bottleneck off and see if that affects our FPS at all. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm sitting above 53, 54 now. Right now, pretty much all the time. 52, 53, 54, 55. So when I zoom way out, we drop down to 40, so that hasn't changed. And that was with bottleneck off. With bottleneck back on, zoomed in, I'm still at about 50-ish. There's definitely a difference though. Look, I mean, I was up to like 53, 54 without it on. When I zoom way out, same thing, dropped down to about 40, but So, user 1_1_11 appears to have started a thing which may have shut down all of these guys from actually having fuel for the last so long. I'm not a fan of this design at all. The issue that I have with it is that the individual inserters at the front, right, they have priority on the fuel, so these chests will fill first. And then if there's ever a shortfall on the supply, then only some of them are going to run, right? And there's no... he didn't put a restriction on this at all. So tons is being stored for the front line. What I would have preferred to have done would be a... I'm just going to build it real quick. You just take a power line, you put it right in the center. And then you just go 1, 2, 3. So you get the same exact effect, right? Because you have storage, but they all have equal access to it, right? Or rather, you're not going to have a situation where this one's got 2,500 or whatever it is, 2,400 coal, and this one has none. Better to let the coal pass through without going to the chests as well. That way, what now? That way it doesn't have to go through storage. And the whole idea behind having this thing here is just that fuel for power you pretty much never want to have stop being produced. Right? You want to have a backlog for that. But it seems pretty darn unlikely that we're actually going to have anything getting stored up with this meager little feed. It's all just coming from this one patch. This entire power line set up should probably have more coal coming in from down here as well. So we take 50% of the center lane. The outer lane goes under. The 50% of the center lane that we took merges with the center of this one. So these two balance each other out. And then after these two have balanced each other out, this one's now got a little bit less, this one's got a little bit less. Then right here is where these two average out, these two average out. And so now they're all averaged. Pull off one lane. It's not the same thing as a priority splitter, right? Because we haven't used any of those in this. I don't think... We just now are going to have circuit network, and we'll see if people start going nuts with priority splitters or not. I'm not sure if they will or not. I'm not sure if they should or not. Steve and I are both kind of done with that idea. Oh my god, we just finished research. I'm used to having auto research tell me what we specifically finished, and now I never seem to know what actually just got done, because there's no pop-up, there's no information on it. Doesn't show up in the chat like it does with auto research enabled. So that's a very useful mod for that feature alone. Oh my god, look at all the freaking coal that I ended up with again. Things that we'll never need to see again. These, probably those. Pistols are garbage. Someone took the effort to collect all these fish. I can't get rid of those. Nice. Railway. Alright, so this is really never going to make any, because this guy has inserted stack size bonus now, he's going to pick up everything. So the way this is set up at the moment, we're only ever going to have these if there's an overflow. At one point we did have that belt that was feeding in. I like the idea of having that chest there. I think I may have actually been the one to take it down, but throwing old belt into there's good. It's good, it's good. Wow, power. Power's low. That is some serious power problem. It's night, of course, power's low. The problem is we're also not automating splitter production at all, especially the level 2 splitters. And iron is, Archangel, I see you. I see you doing it. You thief. He's stealing all the iron that's supposed to be going to red belts. Horrible man. Guy. Do we really need all this red belt for barrels? I don't think that we do. I think that the yellow belt is sufficient. Seems to me like yellow belt could probably get the job done. Probably. Arumba, can I post an image of a lane balancer that doesn't just side switch at full compression? Yeah, go ahead. Let's see it. What you got? You're talking about something a little bit better for up here? Alright, so using the underground belt right through the center to continue on. What's the argument for that? Just that, okay, I see the argument. Yeah, the splitters or the inserters aren't going to have priority, so I see your argument. And actually, you could do it just like this. It doesn't have to be that extra tile. They can sideload just fine right there. So basically, the difference between what this is and what we just had is that if once these get full, the inserters don't just run forever. Once the chests get full, and we can simulate that right now by putting a restriction on it, just pretend like these are full. Now all the coal is going to go in through the center, and then these are side-loading onto the belt, so these won't operate unless there's not enough coming in anymore. So the buffer shuts down and stops wasting energy. So yeah, I approve of that. That's great. Good call, good point. How are we doing towards accumulators? Do we actually have any yet? Are we producing those? Non-functional. Wait, no, we have 105 megajoules of accumulator charge now. How many do we need? 105 megajoules. We've got wow. Wait, each accumulator only holds 5, right? Yeah, so we have 21. 21 whole accumulators. We need, the ratio is, was it 21 to 25? I believe. Yeah, that's the right ratio. So, you need 21 accumulators per solar panel. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember now. Yeah, 0.84 is 21 to 25. What's the ratio? Like, is it accumulators to solar panels or solar panels to accumulators? I can never remember off the top of my head. More solar. Okay, so if we have 2,200 some solar panels divided by 25 times 21, we need 1,848 accumulators to be solar sufficient. However, these 2,200 solar panels, on average, will only generate 42 kilowatts over the course of an entire day. So that's only 92 megawatts of power sustained. And right now, at peak values, we're rocking 150 megawatts right now. So, for 150 megawatts, we need... Let's just shoot for like 200 megawatts of sustained power. 200 megawatts... times 1,000 to get to kilowatts divided by 42. We need 4,762 solar panels. So we're like halfway there, roughly, to actually be able to be solar sufficient. And of course, with that many solar panels, we need like 4,800 roughly. It's 0.84. We need like 4,000 accumulators. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff we need. And that's just to try to break the need for all this other stuff. Where's this fuel supposed to be coming from? Okay, belt got reversed. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was probably an accident. I'd say that despite the fact that this factory is pretty big and we've got a lot of stuff going on, to have 40 plus players in the game and still be playing, Zippy doesn't agree with the general long wall type of defense. I prepare closed off patches outside the main factory. The whole idea behind the perimeter defense was just that, here's just my thoughts on it. I'm not saying one way is better or anything, I don't really know. So I usually don't play with biters. But my reasoning for liking having the perimeter defense is, number one, when biters attack, you get an exact location of where they're attacking that you can then know to reinforce. So that's useful. Number two is that the perimeter kind of makes you feel safer, so you just defend instead of going and killing bases. By killing bases, you're making more biter evolution. And if we check pollution, or the evolution factor, we're at 0.81 now. We were within like the first hour and a half, we were at like 0.6. And then Zippy, I think you missed the last session. And we very, very, very harshly tried to swing towards clean energy, lower pollution footprint by switching over to electric mining drills and a bunch of other stuff. And it was absolutely essential because we were on track to be at 1.0 biter revolution within like 3 or 4 hours. And there were already big biters. We didn't even have piercing rounds. We had no bullet damage upgrades. We couldn't, just straight up couldn't handle them. Does somebody want one of these cars? I have a car. I don't need 2 cars. Who needs a car? Come near power. I've got a spare car. Come to the guy in pink. I'm a car dealership now. There's a car factory. Wow, for crying out loud. We should totally do like things that are completely inappropriate for Factorio. Like instead of working on the factory or killing bases and stuff, we should all just build a racetrack and drive cars around it. Who's with me? Let's build a racetrack around the factory near the walls. We need perimeter walls. Look at this. There's cars lined up and ready to go. Okay, this is the grand finale anyways. 10 o'clock. All right, everyone who's in game who feels like being unproductive, grab 50 fuel. Make sure you have it on you. We're gonna go for a drive. Bit of a drive. Come to me. I'm on the map below where it says logistic freebies. Right near the center, above the initial coal area. Looks like we got a number of cars here. I love how your car turns to the right color that you are. There are 11 extra cars in here. I'll line them up. Make sure you bring fuel, because I didn't have enough for all of them. I don't want to put ammo in them, though, because that'd be kind of wasteful. I sure hope it's not Demolition Derby. If you crash into each other, I hope that we can't actually go fast enough to damage ourselves. But, come on, guys. Let's see what we can do here. We're gonna go for a lap around the factory. We're gonna... Okay, no grenades. No, no. It's bad. No grenades. No, no, no. We're gonna try to go for a lap around the factory. We're gonna go north of the cars right now and go counterclockwise towards where Part Human is. And let's just roll. Let's roll out and just see how cool it is in Factorio to have lots of people in cars. Try to avoid the bumper car a little bit if you can, just because we're gonna all die. But let's see how fast we can go and how cool it is to have like a little rolling army. Defenders assemble! Wow, that's a lot of piercing ammo on belt. Holy crap. I had no idea that we had that much of a perimeter wall set up. Quick little tour of the base. This is going to be the kind of thing that drives people towards coming to the next session. They're going to want to be like involved with driving cars around as a team. It is awesome, actually. I like how all the turrets are various different colors as well. Wee-oo, wee-oo. I think people are actually trying to play bumper cars now. Drive into each other. That's good. Alright, I see somebody. Somebody in blue is trying to catch the cars with grenades. Now, if you really want to be evil... Here. Oh, that was a big collision. Sorry, Shinobi. Okay, I'm gonna say this, but I hope that nobody really does it, but I'm sure that they will. If you want to be really evil, the best thing you could do is, since we all have long reach, just grab a bunch of wall and just put it in front of cars as they're driving at full speed. Just throw it onto the ground in front of them as they're trying to drive around. Hell, you could put any kind of building you want. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Just random iron chests. No, I'm out of fuel! Crap! 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 I'm out of fuel! Zippy! Load me up, man! I need fuel! No grenade! Oh, my car died. Oh my god! Somebody drove over me! That was bad. I had a bunch of good things on me. Crap. Alright, if I'm dead, everyone needs to die. Shoot each other, go! Whatever. It's a waste of resources, but it's for a good cause. We need a little bit of a light ending here for funsies. Come at me, I have 500 stone furnaces. It doesn't even matter if we lose some resources, because we are actually, you know, we're making progress no matter what, right? Once research has been committed, you can't ever lose it. How cool would, or how bad would that be, actually, if you could like, lose resources, lose research? Like, every death costs you research. You forget things. The collective consciousness gets stupider. Ah! That was a lot of wasted cars. But I think cars, for the most part, are just, what? Almost pure iron. Right? Yeah, I mean, this thing is... Yeah, don't restrict the car production. Somehow you can assemble a car in a half second. But you can't assemble a steam engine quickly. What happens when the immovable object collides with the unstoppable force? I'm not gonna give up! I'm just gonna keep going straight! You gotta back down! Oh, that's good. Ah, Serpentine! Run! I don't even have any gun! I have a pistol on me. Alright. Alright, cool. Well, hopefully somebody will take the time to clean up the random walls that we had from our little excursion here toward the end. I feel like we got a lot done this session. We got inserter stack size bonus, that's the big thing. We upgraded almost the entire factory to red belt where needed. That is definitely a major upgrade. With inserter stack size bonus +1, I think we have determined that we only need yellow inserters, the output side of steel furnaces, which is pretty nice. I still think we need to try to continue going towards solar. Right? It's just, it represents such a huge initial outlay in cost, but long term it's so good. Hey Arumba, will you do more Factorio streams or longer? We're already doing like 2 to 3 hours every 2 days during the week. Like 4 hours a week right now. I will be missing the Thursday session, just so everyone knows. I'm going to be out of the country. So, William, actually, if you don't mind setting the bot to say next stream won't be till Tuesday next week. That would be helpful. Because I'm not going to be around. I gotta leave on... I'm leaving not tomorrow. I'm leaving Thursday. So... looks like Fictitious is doing some cleanup. I'll help him out. Why not, right? That's something you can do without having any resources on you, which is the situation that I find myself in. I wonder how stable Factorissimo would be in mass multiplayer. What do you guys think? Should we try out a Factorissimo campaign? What would happen if you were inside a Factorissimo building and the building was shot by other players? Or they all drove cars into it at the same time? You walk out, like the building itself, you stay in the layer and then you walk out of the empty building? Ah. Okay. Probably without Marathon, just to mix it up, because Marathon seems kind of ridiculous. Most of the time. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the stream. If you've been watching this campaign since the beginning, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the progression that we're seeing. Thanks to everyone who keeps on coming on a consistent basis. It's great to see you guys coming back, which is a lot of fun. So far, out of curiosity, let's do P players. Just /P. No, that's the number of players. POC is players online. We have 45 online right now. What's the command to see how many players are uniquely, like, how many unique tagged characters or whatever? How many players have joined? What's the command for that? Do you guys know? PO, maybe? Or no, that's still on. Just PC. 279 unique players have joined this map. Nice. So we've had a lot of people who are, you know, coming in and bringing their expertise or lack of expertise. Okay, let's see who can do this. K3DY. I've got a new game for you. Alright, here's your mission should you choose to accept it. Spell your name in cursive. In the belt. Quickly. Cursive! You have to keep holding the F key. You can't stop pressing it. And it needs to be legible, damn it. And if you fail, we're all going to shoot you. How's that sound? Quickly, go! Dance! Dance! It's tall enough, you could totally do it. You gotta remember how to do cursive, don't you? What is Nocturnal Angel trying to write? That doesn't look like anything, man. Come on. Okay, wait, there it is. N-O, kind of. Where's the C? Make this, Are you actually writing anything, or are you just doing like little zigzags and stuff? Oh, it's funny. He's trying. It's difficult. It's harder than it looks, apparently. Meanwhile, everyone ends up with 15,000 copper plate in their inventory. New games. Yeah. Well, we rerouted almost all of the better green circuit setup down there to pure solar. So it doesn't surprise me. Solar is actually really cheap. It's just circuits and iron. You know, it's just iron and copper. That's it. Upgraded some of it to steel, some of it to green circuits, but for the most part, it's just iron and copper. It's the accumulators that represent a much larger outlay and cost because of the damn oil. So. Alright, before people start to get really crazy, I'm going to take a quick save here. And we're going to wrap it up. You guys can totally download, you should, if you've been playing for a while now. Hell, if you want, just go ahead and destroy the factory, it's fine. We're going to reload from before. If you want to, get it out now. Everyone use some grenades, go ahead, get it all out of your system. So the next time we don't do it. Right? You have my blanket permission to destroy the factory right now. Whatever the hell you want. Can you use the upgrade planner to remove objects? I know you can upgrade planner away trees as a deconstruction command to robots, but you can't just like pick stuff up with the deconstruction planner, can you? Aw, there's no grenades in storage, damn it. Plenty of ammo though. Anyway. So yeah, if you've been playing with me today, then the game has been auto-saving for you. If you want to, feel free to load it up, take a look around the factory, walk around, you know, get an idea of what you want to work on next. Maybe one guy actually had done this, and this is a great idea. You can incorporate blueprints using this import blueprint, and if you use blueprint strings, you can import via text string. So you could actually load the save up, design something cool that you want to build, use Factorissimo, or not Factorissimo, sorry, Foreman to export it via blueprint string, then save that string for the next session, and then import that string once you come back into the game. And then you could share your creation with us via blueprints. We're very, very close to having blueprints. We're looking for... it's not automation, it's this one here, automated construction. We could do automated construction right now. It's actually cheaper than practically anything we were doing. So we could have automated construction very quickly, and we could start sharing blueprints and using blueprints for a lot of good production. So, alright, cool. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. And thank you for everyone who's also subscribing using Twitch Prime. Medical Major just did, so keep it up. Appreciate it a lot. You really helped me out. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. See you soon.